Okay, as we jump into part 4 of our video series, we're going to start with chapter 16, taken from the book written by Bill Hunt and me, Search Engine Marketing, Inc. And chapter 16 is about new media and social media, and got so much to say about this one, it's actually going to be 2 videos. So this is the first video of chapter 16, and what we're going to focus on here is how to understand social media, how to categorize it, how to think about social media, and how to really focus on which things in social media might make sense for you. In our next video on chapter 16, we're going to talk more about measurement and talk more about how it has an effect on your search marketing. So let's dive right in. So for those of you who are unaware, social media is big and it's getting bigger. So we've had all sorts of things happening the last couple of years. Unless you've been under a rock, you know exactly what's going on. So there are enormous numbers of blog posts happening every day. We're seeing millions and millions of tweets on Twitter, Facebook apps, YouTube videos. It's unbelievable what the explosion in social media has been, and it's only accelerating. And so as you see social media move not only from people doing it on computers, but also doing it in mobile applications, and as you see it start to grow, it started mostly in the US and has now really become a worldwide phenomenon. You're going to see more and more attention given to social media, and obviously marketers are going to give it attention too. So social media can be used for many different things. You see it being used in customer service, you see it being used in all sorts of areas, but public relations and marketing are a big part of how people are using social media today, and it comes as no surprise. This is where the audience is. So if this is where people are, this is where they're spending their time, you're going to see a shift from traditional media into social media. So social media sounds like a really new thing, and in some senses it is. There are many new things about social media that you need to understand, but we also need to think about what the things are that we might know already that we can apply to social media. So for those of you who really don't have any idea how to even define social media, you can think of it as any situation where you put together people, a message, and the internet, or some kind of digital platform. So mobile marketing, people don't always think of as being the internet. Maybe it's some kind of digital network. And so you put all those things together and you get social media. So there's all sorts of things that people focus on for social media. So it could be YouTube videos, it could be Twitter updates, it could be blogs. There's all sorts of things that you think of. And where has social media come from? What are the roots of social media? It's grown out of search marketing in some ways, because the kinds of things that people have been doing in search marketing to try and get people to pass along stories, to have stories that people would link to, these are things that social media has really grown up around. And so that whole kind of helpful content, the whole kind of thing of getting some kind of buzz, those are things that in search marketing have been things people have been working on for years, and they also are working on it in social media to an even much greater degree than they were in search marketing. Public relations is another place that social media came from. So thinking about what public relations people do, they're trying to come up with stories, they're trying to come up with things that will get into the mainstream media. And so social media is an extension of that. So instead of you having to get your story into mainstream media by interesting a reporter or an editor in a news organization, now you're looking at social media where anybody can be your news person. Anybody can be someone that passes that information along. And so public relations techniques, search marketing techniques, both of these things have a lot to do with the genesis of social media. But social media also has a lot of things that you have to know that have grown up all around social media itself. So let's look at how you can categorize social media so you can start to think about things. Because one of the things that makes social media difficult is it looks like there's many, many different venues for social media. So by understanding how you can categorize them, that can help you to really understand them better and maybe know which ones work better for you. So let's look at content-based social media. So there are certain social media sites where you post content. So Blogger is a place that you could host your blog. You can also post photos on Flickr. You can post videos on YouTube. So these are all places where you can put content. And so it used to be when we're only thinking about our own websites, we'd put content on our own websites and we'd try and get people to come to our website to get our message about us. And most of the content that we put outside of our website, for example, display ads, their only purpose was to get people to come to our website. Now in social media, there's sometimes places that you put content where you're not concerned whether people will necessarily come to your website or not come immediately. You can actually deliver a marketing message from that outside site.